Chicago, September 1982. The city was alive with its usual bustle, people moving through their days unaware that a simple, everyday action, reaching for pain relief, is about to change into one of the most chilling public health scares in American history. It began with a young girl, 12-year-old Mary Kellerman of Elk Grove Village. She woke up with a sore throat and congestion. Her parents gave her an extra-strength Tylenol capsule. Within hours, she collapsed. At the hospital, doctors were baffled. By mid-morning, she was dead. That same day, in nearby Arlington Heights, another tragedy struck. Adam Janus, a 27-year-old postal worker, complained of chest pains and took Tylenol for relief. He died suddenly, his family rushing to his side in grief and confusion. Later that evening, his brother Stanley and Stanley's wife Teresa consumed pills from the same bottle. Within hours, both were gone. 3 deaths in a single family in the span of one day. The pattern continued. In Chicago's suburbs, 35-year-old Mary Reiner, recovering from childbirth, took Tylenol to ease her pain. Paula Prince, a 35-year-old flight attendant, was found dead in her apartment, an open Tylenol bottle nearby. Another victim, 27-year-old Mary McFarland, collapsed suddenly at work after taking the capsules. In just a few days, 7 otherwise healthy people were dead. Panic spread quickly. Investigators pieced together a horrifying link. Every victim had ingested extra-strength Tylenol capsules. The capsules, however, were not ordinary. Someone had tampered with the bottles, lacing the capsules with deadly potassium cyanide. The poison acted fast, shutting down the body within minutes. The random nature of the crime, targeting unsuspecting people buying medicine from their local store, struck terror into the public. Supermarkets and pharmacies stripped Tylenol from their shelves. Johnson & Johnson, the manufacturer, faced a crisis unlike any in corporate history. Over 31 million bottles were recalled nationwide, unprecedented move costing the company over $100 million. They urged the public not to use the product until it could be guaranteed safe. Their swift action, combined with open communication, would later be hailed as a model for corporate crisis management. But the criminal investigation was another story. Detectives and FBI agents swarmed the Chicago area, examining store shelves, supply chains, and manufacturing plants. It quickly became clear that the tampering had not occurred at the factory. Instead, someone had gone store to store, opening Tylenol bottles, filling capsules with cyanide, and placing them back on shelves for unsuspecting customers. It was a crime that required planning, patience, and complete disregard for human life. Leads poured in, but most dissolved under scrutiny. At one point, a man named James William Lewis sent a letter to Johnson & Johnson, demanding $1 million to stop the killings. He was arrested and convicted of extortion, but investigators concluded he had no access to the product and likely wasn't the poisoner. No fingerprints, no eyewitnesses, no surveillance cameras. The trail went cold. The case left Americans unsettled. If something as trusted and ordinary as Tylenol could be weaponized, what else was vulnerable? The murders triggered sweeping reforms in packaging and consumer safety. The tamper-evident seals, foil wrappings, and child-proof bottles we take for granted today were direct results of this tragedy. Capsules were largely phased out in favor of tablets, harder to manipulate without detection. Despite decades of investigation, the identity of the killer has never been confirmed. Theories abound, from disgruntled employees to random thrill-seekers, but no one has been charged with the murders themselves. For the families of the victims, the lack of justice remains an open wound. The Tylenol poisonings revealed a terrifying truth. The killer did not need a gun or a knife, nor did they need to face their victims. With a handful of capsules and a simple and visible act, they struck fear into an entire nation. The 7 deaths were not just tragedies of chance, but evidence of how fragile public trust could be, how easily the ordinary could turn deadly. Even now, more than 40 years later, the case lingers as one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. The killer moved silently, leaving behind no face, no motive. Only the chilling legacy of fear and the lasting reminder that even the smallest, most everyday decisions can carry the weight of life or death. Some crimes scar history, some mysteries haunt forever, until the next mystery. Stay vigilant,